Hello, my friends, and it's already clear that today the Western weaponry is successfully striking Russian targets. So, for example, there has been confirmation from the Ukrainian side that yesterday's strike on the Kerch crossing was carried out with ATACMS missiles and it was successful. So it seems that the Crimean Bridge is next in line, and the strike on the crossings was a test of how effective their air defense is. And as we can see, if there were hits, then Putin's air defense was cracking nuts. So that's why the Russians are so afraid of Ukraine having aviation. And today we see that the situation with ammunition has also improved. So overall, we are waiting to see how events will unfold. So, at the same time, let's move on to the situation along the front line and start with Belarus. So, today, officials are already stating that a front will 100% open in the Chernihiv and Sumy regions, as the Russians are actively amassing troops. So whether there will be an offensive again from Belarusian territory remains to be seen. So overall, after Putin visited Belarus, they began another round of preparations for war. Therefore, it's not excluded that a front may open here as well. And Klitschko also said that the city continues to prepare for a possible offensive from Belarus.
Чим більше ми будемо допомагати Київській області з введення фортифікаційних споруд, тим більше місто Київ буде захищеним. З цього напрямку не можу дійсно розказати всю інформацію, але хочу повідомити вас по всім запитам, які до нас приходять зі сторони військових. Ми реалізовуємо всі по тим заявкам для того, щоб максимально місто Київ було захищено від можливого повторення нападу на столицю України. Не таємниця, що місто було і залишається метою ворога. І цьому питанню приділяємо максимальну увагу. Більш того, постійно проходять наради з військовими, з керівництвом і секторів, і моделювання різних ситуацій, які можуть відбутись. І місто Київ залучено активно в спорудженні захисних фортифікаційних споруд і допомоги військовим з тими питаннями, з якими вони до нас звертаються. Отак, якщо загально.
So, what do you think about this? So, will Lukashenko dare to help Putin in this way? So, please write your opinion in the comments. And friends, it seems that the one-side game is ending, and soon we will even have more destroyed targets on Russian territory. So, it's not coincidence that we are seeing all these discussions right before the delivery of F-16. So, additionally, launch range missiles are already in Ukraine, so it won't be long and things will get very hot in Russia. And now let's briefly review the situation along the front line, starting with the Kharkiv direction. So today I have something with my computer mouse, so it's very slow. In Kharkiv, here the occupiers continue to shell Kharkiv and the frontline territory. However, no new offensive actions are being recorded. Meanwhile, near Vovchansk, so there are attacks in the area of the village of Staritsa, and Vovchansk is being shelled. So, however, there have been no changes along the front line over the past day. In the Kupiansk direction, the occupiers continue to be very active, and attacks are ongoing on Sankivka, Petropavlivka, and also Stepova Novosilka. So, with fighting reported in the area of Ivanivka, and part of the village is under Russian control, while the outskirts are still under the control of the Ukrainian forces. Therefore, the battles continue there. In the Svatove direction. So the occupiers continue their attacks in the areas of Stelmakhivka and Andriivka. And today the area of Novoyegorivka was shelled. So it's possible that the Ukrainian forces are conducting counterattacks, but there are no official statements on this yet, and there have been no confirmed changes along the front line over the past day. In the Kreminna direction, so fighting is only reported in the forest near Kreminna. Otherwise, there is ongoing shelling without any offensive actions, and the front line hasn't changed after yesterday's battles. In the Siversk direction, so the battles for Bilohorivka continue, and the number of shelling in the rear, especially in the Yampil area, has increased. So it's clear that the Russians need success here, and they don't cease their activity, losing many reserves, but they are not achieving any success. In the Chasiv Yar direction, so the activity remains high, and fighting continues for the Novy microdistrict and also Kalinivka. So there are unofficial reports that the Ukrainian forces managed to push the Russians from the outskirts across one barrier. However, this information hasn't been officially confirmed yet, so we are waiting. So meanwhile, the occupiers are intensively assaulting the outskirts of Klitschko, Andriivka and Kurdyumivka area. So there have been no changes along the front line over the past day, and the Ukrainian forces repelling all attacks. And there are also reports of new strikes on occupied territory. So, and this time it's in Pervomaisk. So, let me, it's here, Luhansk region. So far, only explosions have been reported, so we are waiting for details. However, it's already evident that ammunition for the HIMARS systems has arrived, and the weakening of the Russian army has begun. So as a result, they will face more problems, and their offensive potential will gradually decrease. In the Pokrovsk direction, so the occupiers have deployed a large number of forces to advance near the villages near the villages of Progress, Yevgenivka, Sokil, and Novoalexandrivka. So it seems they fear that the Ukrainian forces might cut off this section of the front, and they are trying to expand their controlled territory at any cost. And there is also a significant amount of shelling and attacks have resumed in the Umansky area. So, but there have been no changes along the front line in the past day. In the Kurakhove area, so the occupiers have also increased the number of attacks today, and they are assaulting the northern part of Krasnohorivka, Georgievka, and the outskirts of Kostantinivka. So at the same time, rear strikes continue, but the Russians haven't achieved any new success along the front line. So in the Vuhledar direction, intensified shelling continues in the front line area and near the village of Staromayorsk. So after the shelling, assaults are carried out, but the Ukrainian forces repel all attack, and the front line hasn't changed over the past day. In the Zaporizhzhia direction, so the occupiers have changed their attack directions, and the main battles are now reported near the village of Mali Shcherbaky, and they are attempting to break through to Novoandriivka. So they conduct several attacks per day, testing our defenses and looking for a place where they can achieve success. So far, the front line remains unchanged over the past day. And in the Kherson direction. So, in addition to shelling, there are battles in the area of Oleshky Pesky. So, this indirectly suggests that the Ukrainian forces are trying to expand their bridgehead further, and we're waiting for official statements. So, overall, the war continues, and awards are already been given out in Kyiv.
За проявлені мужність, патріотизм, високу громадянську позицію, героїзм, що сприяли обороні столиці України міста Києва, нагороджується відзнакою Київського міського голови нагрудним знаком за сприяння обороні Києва Hector Jimenez-Bravo, волонтер.
So, for example, during a Kyiv City Council meeting, Klitschko awarded Hector Jimenez-Bravo for his volunteer work in defending Kyiv. So you can congratulate Hector in the comments. And perhaps that's all from me. So please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and of course hit the notification bell to stay updated on all the latest news. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.